I've never met this man, but I would have paid $100 a game in the 90s to hear him mic'd up, unfiltered, chewing up opponents on the court as a 9-time All-NBA performer. Mostly, I would be paying to listen to his dissertation dissecting opponents' game plans, half-court defenses, and confidence in whoever was guarding him. Gary Payton is a legend from Oakland, a Hall of Famer, an NBA champion, and by all accounts, one of the most entertaining people to ever play basketball. Welcome to Cabbie Presents.
Thank you, appreciate you.
As a guy that has a legendary skill on the court and then a legendary mouthpiece, was there someone that gave it back to you as good as you gave it to them?
Well, not really. I mean, I love Larry Bird. Larry Bird was pretty good. You know, he had the lines, the one lines, and then he'll do it. You know, like I didn't get discouraged by Michael Jordan. I didn't get discouraged by Reggie Miller. I thought they were great trash talkers, but if anyone that gave me some good lines and would come back and can back it up and hit a jump shot in your mouth or talk about you got a Christmas present, here it is, this is jumper in your mouth and stuff like that, it was Larry Bird. I think Larry Bird was pretty good.
Interesting you say Larry Bird because I've looked at some stats. His last 2 seasons were your first 2 seasons in the NBA.
Right.
So as you mentioned, giving you Christmas present, like he went to work. Here's some random box scores, okay? December 3rd, 1990, Seattle at Boston. They gave you guys 30. Bird had 11 and 10. You had 4 points. February 12th, 91, Boston at Seattle, 114, 111. Bird, 18 and 10. You had 4 points, but 13 assists in that game. Okay, that's your rookie season. The following year, Seattle at Boston. December 13, 91, you guys lost by 20. Bird, 28 and 8. That game, for some reason, you were held scoreless. Still had a 7 dimes. And then December 27, 91, Boston at Seattle, 110-87. They won again. Bird had 25 and 10, and you had 4 points, 4 assists. Your teams never beat Larry Bird's teams. You're 0-4 against Larry. Not you, but your teams were 0-4 versus those Celtics teams.
Well, you got to understand, me coming in, them was two rough seasons when I played in my first 2 years. The first 2 years were bad. I was playing under Casey Jones, who was Larry Bird's coach. He was his coach when he won.
In 84,
85, something like that. It was something like that. I think it was 85 or something like that. And he was used to just having a veteran like Larry Bird on there. So I was only playing the first and the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? So it was very hard for me to adjust to my game. But, you know, the following year, which I would always tell everybody, I wish I could have played against Larry Bird a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been fun. You know what I'm saying? But then my game started picking up, and I never beat Larry Bird. So it was one of them things where we knew Boston was really good. We knew they were great, and they came in and beat us 4 times. And my 4 times I played him, and you know that's just one of them things that I could chalk up in my resume.
Do you remember any of the lines? Like I know you said he would say here's a Christmas present and then hit a J, but are there any others that you remember? And then what would you give to him? Would you give anything back, or you're like, this dude's a legend, I'm just gonna keep
Not at that time, because I wasn't playing the way I was supposed to play. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't into my mode of being Gary Payton, the trash talker. I was just a rookie coming out, and I didn't have an opportunity to get to that level. My first 2 years, I like I said, I tell you, everybody would tell you, they thought I was gonna be a bust. You know,
really?
Being a second pick, yeah, because I wasn't playing the way I was supposed to play. You know. Seattle tried to trade me. They were going to trade me and Sean Kemp, and then all of a sudden,
in your first 2 years,
yeah, and then they pulled us in the office and they asked both of us what we needed, and we told them, you know, we needed a change and we needed to play the way we wanted to play, and they went and got George Karl, and then George Karl changed our whole basketball game, and then it took off from there. Then look what happened. Then the Seattle Supersonics became who they were.
The following year, your 2 games versus Boston. December 11, 92, you guys beat them by 10. You had 23 and 6. And then December 29th, 2 weeks later, Seattle at Boston, you guys beat them by 23. You had 18 and 9. So what a difference a coach makes.
Right.
And then the year you guys went to the finals, so the 95-96 season, you guys played in Boston, you guys beat them by 30, you had 26-9, and then the next time you played them March 1st, 96, you had 21-7. So you were well into the all-NBA, all-defense.
Yeah.
So the coach really makes that much of a difference?
It does make a difference because it gives you more confidence in yourself. Coach Carl, first thing he did when he came in, he said, this is what they brought me in here for, is you two guys. And we're going to start with you two guys. If I can't change you around, then we're going to have to get rid of you. That's what he told us. And then he talked to me and he said, what do you need? I said, sure, I just need to be back to where I played when I came out of Oregon State. And he said, well, I got something that's going to get you like that. And he went and got Coach Tim Gergerich. You was a coach at UNLV with Tarkanian.
Oh, okay.
With Tarkanian,
Larry Johnson,
them teams. Yeah, Stacey Augman, all of them guys. They had made a big run. They had won a championship, and then they got in trouble, and then they got fired. So then he went and brought him in, and first thing Coach Gerg came and he told us that we're gonna have to come back and go to the summer league. In our third year, we had to go back to summer league and start playing basketball. And then he took me into a hotel room and said, hey, let's watch film. And first film he put on is when I was playing at Oregon State. He said, this is a kid I liked, and this is the kid I try to get after your freshman year, because they tried to recruit me after the freshman year to leave Oregon State to come to UNLV because they wanted a point guard. And then Greg Anthony transferred and went there. So yeah, because I didn't choose to go. So it was one of them things where he said, we're going to get you back to that. If that's what you want to do, it's what you're going to have to work all summer. And then I went into summer league in Utah when it was in Utah at the time, and me and Sean averaged about 27 apiece, and all of a sudden it took off. It started taking off.
You mentioned that George Karl instilled some confidence in you. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that was, generous with his compliments. And I know, and you come from an older school where it was a lot of tough love, was how you guys were taught or whatever. Was he the dude that would boost the guy up?
He was in you. He was in you. He was in you.
I mean, I feel like that means it gets on you, though.
Yeah, he gets on you. You know what I'm saying? But he says things that get you upset. That's the way it goes. He gets you upset, but during them times, coaches can say anything to us and we wouldn't take it personal. What I would do is I would try to upstage him. I'll try to make him look like a fool because he's talking bad to me. And then when I do something special and make him win, I'll look at him and he'll just smile. And then he'll just leave it alone and turn around and walk away. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when the relationship got to a point where it's just like he didn't say anything to me. He was like, just run any play you want to run.
We've seen this final year, Dwayne Wade really embrace the soccer tradition of exchanging jerseys as a measure of respect and sportsmanship. And I think that tradition started in the 50s in the World Cup. I think 54 was the first time it was documented in the World Cup. Did something like that exist in your era where you guys would exchange jerseys, or after playing one of the legends, you got their jersey later? Did that ever exist?
That never existed. The only thing that we did was probably we would go over there and ask them after the game, could we had a jersey or something, whoever we idolized. I only did it to one person. I did it to George Gervin, but he wasn't he wasn't in the league when I got in the league, which was unfortunate for me. And I idolized him since I was a little kid. But when I first got with him, I wanted everything of his, But during our era, I don't think we did that. We wouldn't do that. I mean, we wasn't friends like that with a lot of people. I don't take nothing from D-Wade because that's just something that he started and did. And that was a great thing that he did. The last dance. That's what it's called.
Yes, that's right.
That's what he wanted to do, and that's what he wanted to bring into. And look what it started. It started something great. It was a great year for him. Unfortunately, they dropped out of the playoffs at the end, and he couldn't go on further. But that's something that he did, and I'm not mad at that. All eras change. But, during our era, we probably wouldn't have done that.
Gary, what is in your personal Hall of Fame, like the museum at your home? Like you mentioned, you got George Gervin's jersey. I imagine there's some of your jerseys or whatever, maybe some of your sneakers, but do you have any other players, any other legends' jerseys at your place?
Well,
on the wall or anything?
Yeah, I got a lot of people. You know, shoot, I even got people that people don't even think. Rod Strickland.
Wow.
Yeah, I got Rod Strickland, man.
Any baseball players?
Yeah,
jerseys?
Barry Bond, Pete Rose. I got Ricky Henderson.
That was a Bay legend,
Dave
bro.
Henderson. You remember old school Dave Henderson?
Of course,
when he used to high side with his bat and then catch the ball, man. That was, man, they say I got a lot of baseball players. I got all the rings of some of the guys I went to. I'll be going to a lot of.
Wait, the actual championship rings?
Yeah, we bought, you know, some. I got 3 of them. I got Pete Rose, one of Pete Rose's.
From the Reds in the 70s. Big Red Machine.
Yeah.
So wait, you were one of Pete Rose's World Series rings?
And Willie Mays. Yeah, Willie Mays. Yeah, I spent almost $50,000 for it.
Well, it's Willie Mays. Like he's
yeah.
arguably 2 or 3 greatest baseball players ever.
Yeah. So you know, when you go to them type of auctions, because a lot of people want to buy a lot of your stuff.
50 grand though. I'm just processing that.
Yeah.
I mean,
so a lot of people don't know it. It's on my wall in my home. Yeah, it's on the wall in my home. Yeah.
Okay, speaking of, I guess some of these collectibles, your signature shoe, the Nike Zoom GPs, I believe they're called the Hawks, or which were issued in 1998 or 1999. We're coming up on the 20th anniversary. Do you know if those sneakers will be reissued as we are in?
Matter of fact, my son. Let me see. My son just sent me that. Let me see. My son just sent me that, and he was asking that all his buddies was calling him
If to see if they're going to be reissued?
Yeah, and I think I got that in my phone. Let me see what I got. And I think Nike is doing that, and I think they were going to surprise me or something about that.
I guess the surprise is out of the bag.
It's out of the bag. It's out of the bag.
Can we get a crate of these sneakers?
Matter of fact, there they go right there.
Yeah.
That's them. And what they say? Returns on April.
Okay, so they are being re-released.
Yeah.
So wait, your son? So Nike or nobody even let you know that? Okay, we're going to reissue. These are like those were made for you.
Yeah, but you know they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like right this the glove shoe. You see how they made it a baseball shoe?
Oh no.
They don't even tell you about what's going on until the end, and then they'll tell you when they're gonna release it, and then you get all the royalties off of it. Okay. I like it that way. Anyway. When they get me with a check, I'm good.
I did that. Would Zion have busted through yours? Yours had like a ski buckle.
Right.
Like
the buckle, the Zoom one had the buckle.
Yeah.
Well,
do you think he would have busted through your shoe?
He's a big kid, man. Some shoes bust. I mean, that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? He's played a lot of years playing basketball and haven't busted out a shoe, and then all of a sudden he busts out one shoe and everybody makes a big deal about it.
Well,
that shoe probably
the way that it looked. I mean, it's 285, right. 6'8", 6'9".
But we got to think about how long he's been wearing that shoe. He had probably been wearing that shoe for a long time, and it wore down, and then it really tore down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I have a shoe on, and I wear it for 2 months, and then all of a sudden the wear and tear comes on it, and then all of a sudden you make a powerful move like he does, and it comes off. It rips. But ask him how many shoes has he busted out any? Probably none.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably only that one. So we haven't even seen that. So, I don't be predicting all of that stuff. I mean, that's just one shoe that he busted out of. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens. Every shoe is not perfect. All of them are not perfect. You're going to do something that's going to bust out, and he probably just busted out that shoe.
I was talking to PJ Tucker recently, and he said sometimes if his shot's not falling in the first half, he'll actually change his sneakers.
If I miss a couple shots, if I'm not feeling it, the grip's not good, if just anything is not feeling right, I'm taking them off. If I'm rolling, I'm probably going to keep them on. But if I don't like something, or I'm missing shots, or if somebody scores on me or something, then I'm switching shoes for sure.
Recently, Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry, they were playing a playoff game, and they changed their sneakers at halftime because they were down big. And they didn't end up winning that game, but Pascal had a great second half, and maybe just a psychological thing. In your day, did you ever change a jersey or change a pair of kicks just because your shot wasn't falling?
Nah, your wear don't do nothing. The wear ain't
because the athletes, you guys are so superstitious. You have these little things, I don't
have no superstition. I didn't ever do anything the same way. I just went in there. Only thing I did the same way is I took a hot tub before the game. Before the game, I sat in there, and then I always ate McDonald's before I did it.
What?
It doesn't care because I wanted to get full. You know, I just wanted to make myself full and make myself ready. That's it. But about games, if I'm going in there having a bad game, I think the bad game is on me. I got to change my mentality and I got to get more aggressive with a lot of things. If my jump shot wasn't on, I'll go to the bucket more. That's what I'll start having my mentality to say, go to the bucket and get to the line. It's not happening tonight. And then everything starts to open up when you get to the free throw line and get free throws. But a lot of people have different superstitions. My young buddy, Jason Terry, when he first got in the league, he always idolized me, and he kept a picture of me in his sock.
Really?
That's just the thing that
in
happens.
Like the Atlanta days?
Yeah, when he first got to the league. So that was just the way things happened. Then he kept the shoes that I gave him because I was going to sign with St. John's University coming out of college. And he was a young boy, and I gave him my shoes, the ones that I had from a long time, and then I gave it to him because he went to Arizona University, and they were red. So he wore them, and then he wore them in the first game in his league. So, you know, guys got different superstitions, but I didn't never have one. I never.
Gary Payton continues to drop dimes. Speaking of which, you know what would be cool? An assist to the Cabbie Presents archives on YouTube by navigating to the TSN YouTube channel, which has a bunch of interviews, video podcasts, waiting to be devoured like this next story from Gary Payton. Oh, and if you haven't done so already, there are 5 stars available to be selected as the rating for this podcast. Make the right decision. Let's hear the rest of this unreal game day story. Gary, can you put me in the car when you would drive up to the drive-thru at McDonald's, and what were you? And I just want to know what you ordered before you played a game and you gave a team 25 and 10.
Well, when I first started going, they didn't know who I was, and then all of a sudden, when they knew games were, and I'll go through the drive-through, and they would recognize my voice, and they say, "Oh, Mr. Payton, okay, you want the Big Mac with fries, and a strawberry shake, and some McNuggets?" I say, "Yep," and then it'll be right there, and then I'll pay for it, and I go through, because McDonald's was right by the arena. It's right around the corner from the arena. Like the Space Needle was right there, and then McDonald's was right here. And then I'll go in there, I'll go into my locker, I'll put it right there, and I'll go sit it by the hot tub. They'll have all the hot tubs.
But you have to eat McDonald's like right away, bro, because the fries will get soggy and they'll get
right.
cold.
The fries will get soggy, but you know I'm right there. I'm 2 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? You wrap the bag up real tight so the heat can stay in there. You got to understand that, right? You got to wrap the bag up real tight, and then you can get there in 5 minutes and they're still good. They'll still be good.
I can't believe that you played at the highest level in your sport and you were crushing McDonald's before games.
Every game, man. I used to eat McDonald's on a regular, man. That's all I used to do. And then in breakfast.
How are you not 300 pounds right now?
Can't do it. You know, I can't be 300. Don't look right. 300 don't look right.
You look like me, right. Bro. I feel like you were crushing. I mean, you probably can't eat McDonald's like you used to.
No, I can't eat it like that.
3,000 calories a game or 4,000 calories a game.
But you know I do. You know I do once a month. I get a cheat day. I go to McDonald's. Yeah, you know I crush it. I crush it. I'll get a Big Mac, 10-piece nugget, large fry, and a big strawberry shake.
Now?
Yeah.
Like these days?
Yeah, once a month. I do it once a month.
And then you run a 10 miles to burn it off?
No, and then I lay down for a little bit, and then at the end.
No, you can't go to sleep.
I got to. That's a good one. That's a good one. They always say heartburn and all that crap. That don't work. You got to get up, and then when you get up, then you go ride a bike, or you do something, or you go. See, what I do is I'm gonna take my dog, and I run my dog. So I got a big Corso cane. I run the dog down the street, and then it all comes out. It all comes out.
That'll be a long run, bro.
Yeah,
it comes a lot of food.
But you know, you don't really eat it all. You know, you probably eat half of the quarter pounder with cheese, half of the fries, and half of the nuggets. It's a good taste. It's a taste bud for me. That's all. But I kill a milkshake. I kill a milkshake. Milkshake is me. I gotta drink the milkshake. But you know that's bad. I'm telling you all of this, and then my doctor probably sitting over there. And he see this. He be like, "Didn't I tell you not to eat all of that?" That's bad for me.
I feel you. I was talking to Terrence Ross recently, and he was training once at UCLA, and LeBron rented out the gym. So they were shooting there, and then one week they just couldn't go because LeBron rented out the gym, and Kobe was a guy that he had to invite you to come work out with him in the summertime. In your era, what were those summertime runs like? I heard that Michael had a few.
Magic was ours. Magic was ours at UCLA. We used to go up in there and get a lot of runs at UCLA. He used to run the gym. Everybody used to come in there. He used to have different people come in there, and we just get a competitive run. We didn't do it often, but we did it. So I went up there.
What were those runs like?
Great runs, man. I mean, we used to all be competitive, but Magic used to try to run it. Every time he called a foul, it used to be his way, like he was God or something, you know what I'm saying? So we used to always get into it. I'd be like, look here, man, I ain't coming up in here for this. Let's just play basketball and run, you know what I'm saying?
So no fouls were called?
Yeah, we didn't need all that foul stuff, man, unless it was a hard foul, which we played like that anyway. If you play like that, just play. We'll go through it, but don't be when it's on game time and you want to foul 5 times so you want to win, man. We won, you know what I'm saying? We made a bucket. But it was a good run. Everybody was there during the Magic era. Yeah.
Speaking of competitiveness, I come from a video game era, and we used to play got your characters in video games on Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo, more specifically the NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Do you have any of the arcade games? Since you were in the game, did they send an arcade game?
You know that they used to, they're on fire, the big heads and stuff. Yeah, I got that. Me and Sean Kemp was the man at NBA Jam. That's what everybody used to play with. And then Sub Detlef Ford and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I got 2 machines. I'm a big arcade geek. I do the big machines. I don't do this PlayStation stuff no more. I got the real actual arcades. I got at both of my houses, I got all the arcades in there where it goes. I made my garage a big arcade in California.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, we can open up the garage during a nice summer day, have all the music, TVs all in there, all the games, turn them on, and everybody come in there. We have a poker table in the middle. We do all kind of stuff. And then we got tables, a Seattle table, a Laker table, a Boston table.
The poker tables have the logos?
The logos and stuff all on it with the chairs, or the chairs, and we all sit there, have beer. I had the tap beer thing that comes through the thing. I got it all, man. So it's real cool. It's real cool.
See, that's a time where I would love to hear. I would pay $100 just to hear you for that night, whether it's 3 hours or 4 hours, just telling stories.
You have a good night during that night, because I talk crazy doing that. All my boys come over there, we start getting a little drunk, and I talk crazy. You know what I'm saying? They don't be wanting to handle it, and then we be playing a lot of cards, Uno. We do Uno now.
Really?
Uno is the game right now. Yeah.
I haven't played Uno since I was maybe 10. I don't even know if I remember.
But I played that. We got Thursday nights now. Uno Thursday nights.
At your place?
At my place. That's what we all do. Yeah, it'd be nice. It's nice.
This is how does someone get an invite, bro? I know
all you gotta do is come to Cali, man. Come to Cali, man. Come to the United States. Hit me up. And you can do Uno any night.
I will bring the McDonald's.
Bring it all.
I will bring some adult beverages just to make everything go nice and smooth, and then we'll leave the phones at the door and then just enjoy
That's what we like. We don't need no phones. We're gonna have a good time by ourselves, man. We don't need no phones.
Lastly, in your era, social media didn't exist. Who's the teammate that you played with that would probably get in the most trouble based on what they would comment on other people's posts or responding to people, whether you guys maybe lose a game, and then the fans, you guys read everything. They get on you sometimes, and they're relatively anonymous.
I didn't have one of them.
A teammate that would be like, oh,
nah, man. I played with Sean Kemp. Probably wouldn't do it. I played with
Ricky Pierce,
Nate McMillan, Ricky Pierce, Eddie Johnson, Detlef Shrimp, which probably wouldn't do it. Sam Perkins, Hershey Hawkins, I don't think would do it.
Are you the guy that would do it then?
I wouldn't do it. I'm not really on social media now. You know what I'm saying?
At 24 or whatever.
Nah, I wouldn't have did it, man. We did too much. We'd have been in too much trouble. I think our era was a little bit more wilder than this era is right now because they're young. See, we came in the NBA when we were 21, 22 years old. We were already established, but it wasn't young at 17, 18. That's young. 21, 22, you done been in college for 4 years. You learn how to do things. You can go to a bar and drink. You're adults. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different from 17 and 18 to 21 and 22. A lot different. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, but you know, you still got that young mind. You got a lot of money in it. But our social media wasn't like that. We didn't even have camera phones. Yeah. But everybody's doing this every day.
You guys had literal Polaroids or literal like Fuji, like.
See, if people would have came in clubs with Polaroids and small phones, small little cameras, they would have been in trouble. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have let that happen. So our era, I think, is a little different. Just because everybody thinks this Instagram and this Twitter is so good right now, I don't think our era would have been like that. It was just we were too private and too old for that to be doing that. But everybody has to now accept it because that's what it's all about. People want likes. People want 1.8 billion to follow you. And the reason why is because a lot of things come with that. You know, a lot of money comes with that, popularity comes with that. But as we were older, we don't care. I don't care about popularity. I don't care about the money thing. If that's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get it anyway. So I don't even do it now. You know what I'm saying? So people always ask me, Gary, why you only got 300 likes? Yeah, I don't care about all of that.
But you're not really in it for that.
I'm not in it for all of that.
Parts of your life.
Yeah, they were like, well, let me make it where you can get a million. I'm like, I don't need a million. You know what I'm saying? I'm already good. So I'm already established myself. So I'm not really worried about Instagram. I'm not really worried about Twitter. But it just comes with what you do now because that's the way this era is.
It would have been a pleasure to be your teammate and to spend some time in those locker rooms and spend some time on those team planes, all that bonding, and then certainly to have a front seat to watch you work, carve up defenses and opponents. That would have been, so as a fan, we definitely appreciate it, but it would have been pretty special to be there on the bench or be there in the trenches with you.
You would have had a ball. You would have had a ball. I'm telling you, you would have had a ball because I would have been, the stuff I was saying, man, and I was doing, man, woo-wee. You would have rolled, man. Some days I used to go into places and get about 50 shots, man, and put them on the table, and you would have to drink.
I was born in the wrong era, and you certainly were born in the right era. Gary Payton, this is a pleasure.
Thank you
so
very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.